TV10 is proud to broadcast the 75th Annual Berkeley County Youth Fair. We'd like to thank all of the participants for their hard work and dedication. Please enjoy the 2022 Berkeley County Youth Fair.
another great group of showmen. If you all can once again give them a round of applause in our first intermediate heat here. We've got a lot of different, as I shared with the show people, a lot of different personalities of calves here in the ring. And the two young individuals that sorted themselves to the top of the class were just those that didn't lose their composure when their animals were not acting as they should, but also presented their animals to the best of their ability. And this young man in first just really edged over our young lady in second towards the end of the class. The calf here in second just kind of really started to get a little lazy on the young lady in second, and she maybe didn't pull that calf together as consistently as the young man in first, but two exceptional showmen here in first and second. And giving them the edge over our third place individual with the Guernsey calf for just that attentiveness to me in the ring. It's always important. You never want to miss a placing by not knowing where the judge is at all times. And this young man did an excellent job with the Guernsey calf. This calf really flowed around the ring for him very nicely. But I just really wanted him to pay attention to where I was in the class a bit more compared to the other two that were ahead of him. And then giving him the advantage in that show ring presence over our young lady in fourth. Our young lady in fourth has a sweet little Jersey calf that really works with her nicely, but I think that just as she continues to evolve and grow as a showman, that will be a little bit easier to get that show ring presence for a calf that is young and probably still has a little bit to learn as well as a calf about what this situation is. So, but giving her that advantage of just a more consistent presentation throughout the class as compared to our young man in fifth. Also knowing where I am in the ring, and that was the determining factor, just that, again, attentiveness to where I was and what I was asking them to do. This young man in fifth over the young man in sixth, he really came on towards the end of the class. The calf just really continued to really work with him very nicely, but he tended to let her head droop a little bit and just maybe didn't have that show ring presence about the heifer throughout the entire class to get any higher in the class today. And then giving him the advantage and just, unfortunately, an animal that was easier to work with today than the young man in sixth. Young man in sixth did a great job managing that big heifer. Just told him as he continues to grow up, and get stronger and more confident in his ability to show a heifer of that size, things may have looked different in the class. But a great group of showmen. Congratulations.
Placing first, Spencer Byers, and second, Madison Elliott. And both of those individuals will come back to show for Grand Champion Intermediate Showman. Placing third, Nicholas Byers. Fourth, Sarah Falk. Fifth, Madison Elliott. And sixth, Caleb Fox. Entering our ring now is the second heat of our Intermediate Showman. We have Addison James representing Hedgesville's FFA chapter. And she has 56 on her bib. Then we have Cooper Knott from the Scrabble Scramblers 4-H Club, 104. Then we have Gracie Linton from Hedgesville's from Tomahawks 4-H Club. And that is bib number 124. Following Gracie is Savannah McDonald from Hedgesville's FFA chapter, and she has bib 205. And Kirsten Runner from Back Creek Valley's 4-H Club, 349. This is your last class of intermediates.
All right, one more round of applause for our second heat of our intermediate showman. And I kind of knew when these individuals hit the class that this was going to be a tough one to sort for me. I'm going to give the edge to our young individual here in first with the Ayrshire calf. It's splitting hairs between her and the other young lady here in second. But what I said is that I prefer, particularly in showmanship, that while it is important to get the animal set up and set up appropriately per the scorecard, what I prefer to see is making sure that you take that extra time, even if it doesn't necessarily, if it takes a little bit longer to get her set up well and presented at the best of her ability. That's what I prefer. And that was just the slight advantage that this young lady here in first had over the young lady here with the Guernsey calf. Guernsey calf tended to want to stretch out a little bit, just wanted to see her pull her legs up underneath of her and take that extra second or two to get that calf set up as well as possible. But an exceptional job. This young lady in second could flip him back and forth depending on the day. She did a great job presenting this calf, and that's the advantage that I'm giving her over the young lady in third. The young lady in third has a big heifer to deal with. It's a lot to handle in a showmanship class between a yearling heifer, one that's carrying a little bit more throat, and so just to kind of maintain that control consistently and that ring presence consistently, that's the advantage that I gave our young lady in second. Young lady in third over our young man in fourth. I said to our young man in fourth, he really came on towards the end of the class, but just wanted to see that consistency throughout the entire class and attentiveness, head carriage, and show ring presence of the cow throughout the class. It really did come on at the end of the class. But giving him that advantage over our young lady in fourth, just maintaining that control. This young lady in fifth, a heifer that's pretty difficult to show, was trying to be a little headstrong and kind of pushed her around. She hung with it. She maintained her composure, which again is a huge testament to her as a show person. Just not quite the ring presence, quite the control of the heifer to get any higher in the class today. Congratulations.
Placing first in this heat of the intermediate showmanship was Savannah McDonald, second Addison James, third Gracie Linton, fourth Cooper Knott, and fifth Kirsten Runner. We need to show for our intermediate champion, and we have 4 entries in this class. We have Spencer Byers, number 47. Then we have Madison Elliott, 178. Then we have Savannah McDonald, 205. And our last entry is Addison James, number 56. The winner of this class will receive a gift from Mid-Atlantic Farm Credit. They will receive a cash award from Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company, a cash award from the Linton Brothers, and a belt buckle from Spring Mills Pharmacy. That's the Knott family. Our reserve champion will receive a cash award, a gift from Mid-Atlantic Farm Credit, and a cash award from the Linton Brothers. And our third place individual will also receive a cash award from the Linton Brothers. Our next class in the ring will be our junior showmen, and those are the ones from age 9 to 11. The judge has announced, and if you can hear this in the barn, it's getting hot, and all of you FFA members, if you want to take those jackets off, that is quite fine with her. And that would be especially true in the conformation classes.
Once again, let's give these top contenders in our intermediate showmanship classes a round of applause. An excellent job, and I think each of these 4 individuals probably can contend with our senior showmen that were out here earlier. They've just done an exceptional job, and as the heat comes on, the calves get a little more finicky to deal with, but I think they just did an exceptional job of presenting their animals to the best of their ability. Again, taking that feedback that I provided them within the class and applying it. Today, for me, though, I'm going to stick with our 2 young ladies at the far end of the ring for our intermediate champion and reserve champion. They just consistently, they hit my eye in their class. They did a great job. It was splitting hairs between the 2 of them, and taking nothing away from our 2 in our other intermediate class here or the heat, but just an exceptional job by all 4 contestants here today. Congratulations.
Our intermediate champion is Savannah McDonald. So Savannah, if you'll go get your picture taken, congratulations. Our reserve champion is Addison James. Placing 3rd was Spencer Byers, and 4th, Madison Elliott. We have 3 entries in our junior show. Allison, if you want to bring her in. Our first entry is Allison McGinney from Valley Stars 4-H Club, and her tag number, her bib number is 278. Next in the ring is 302. That's Faith Reiner from Southern Cross 4-H Club. And then 169 is Leland Shoemaker from Swan Ponds 4-H Club. The winner of this class will receive a gift from Nick Abereg, and that's the Equitable Advisors, a cash award from the Summit Community Bank, a cash award given in memory of Janice Cloud, and a belt buckle given by Brandon and Casey Fields and family. Our reserve champion will receive a gift from Jeff and Shelley Shoppert, a cash award given in memory of Janice Cloud, and our 3rd place individual will receive a cash award given in memory of Janice Cloud.
Let's give our junior showman a round of applause. He's a junior division as well. Mr. Jack said, how do I place this on cuteness? Because this is just a great class with some excellent animals as well as excellent showmen. I gave each of them a few pointers here in the ring as they're probably new to this, but the young man here in first, I think I've got some Swiss calves at home, but that maybe he'd want to strap for me. But this young man just never missed a beat. As soon as he came in the ring, he did an exceptional job with this big cow, Iowa. They've clearly worked together for a long time and just constantly knows where I am in the ring, keeps that head up, and that was just the slight advantage I gave to him over our young lady here in second. Our young lady in second always had a smile on her face, which I appreciate the enthusiasm of being here. Just mentioned that maybe she wants to just keep that head up a little bit on that calf a little more consistently for me, and just slow down a little bit to give me a good view in the ring. She did an excellent job, as well as this young lady in here in third with her calf that just really well clean, very clean, really paid attention to where I was in the ring. Just gave her some suggestions on how to hold that halter a little bit easier for her to maintain control, as well as present that calf as best to her ability. So a great job for our three junior showmen. Congratulations.
Our junior showman then is Leland Shoemaker from Swan Ponds 4-H Club. Our reserve junior showman is Allison Mangini from Valley Stars 4-H Club. And placing third is Faith Reiner from Southern Crosses 4-H Club. Job well done by all. We will now show for grand and reserve junior showmen. So our senior winner is Kelsey Payne. Our intermediate winner is Savannah McDonald. And when Leland gets finished, he'll go back in the ring as our junior winner. Our grand champion showman will receive a rotating plate plaque, and that's given by Windy Rock Farm. That's George and Brenda Miller, and they'll receive a banner from the United Bank. To be named Great Champion Showman is no slouch award. It's one that the kids work for. It's not one that mom and dad can go out and buy a nice animal. The individual still has to work with it. So this is a pretty high honor that these three individuals have earned, to be junior, intermediate, and senior. And then to be named overall will be certainly a star in their crowns. Following the naming of this, we'll do a round robin preliminary, and then we'll take a teeny tiny break and start the conformation classes. So if you're in class 1, you might want to be brushing those calves down and getting them ready.
All right, well, let's give these showmen a round of applause. It's been a slightly longer morning, and as Miss Susie mentioned, this is showmanship to me is something that I take a lot of pride in taking my time on. I think it's the opportunity that regardless what your calf looks like, this is the showman's time to shine. And it's something that I've certainly taken very seriously throughout my 4-H career and even professionally now. But it's just something that I appreciate so much, the hard work and effort it takes both at home and here in the ring. And it's clearly demonstrated through these 3 individuals out here in the center of the ring that have put the time and effort and energy in both at home and here at the show to really come out and present themselves as well as their animals to the best of their ability. So without further ado, I think it's exceptionally close between these 3. I'd be proud to have any of these 3 lead any of my animals back at home. But for me, I'm going to go with our senior showman down at the end of the ring for our grand champion. She just puts it all together for me, has a little bit more of that overall maturity as compared to our intermediate and our junior showman, but taking nothing away from our other 2 individuals here in the ring. I think they have exceptionally bright futures, and just keep working as hard as you can, and you'll continue to be at the top. So congratulations to everybody.
Our senior showman is Kelsey Payne. Congratulations, Kelsey. As well as job well done to Savannah and Leland. We're going to take a little bit of break. Oh, we need a round robin. Never mind. Sorry. Kelsey and Paige Knott. Yes, for the round robin. And Kelsey will be there as soon as she has a picture.
Farm Market.
We love Fair Week at Orr's Farm Market. Watching all of our friends compete with their projects and bringing the community together always makes us smile. Visit us at Orr's Farm Market just 5 miles west of Martinsburg to pick up all your local fresh fruits and vegetables. Nothing says August like a ripe, juicy peach or a freshly picked watermelon. With our in-house bakery, fresh fruit slushies, and apple cider donuts, you can't go wrong. Live bluegrass every Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. And check out all that's local and delicious at Orr's by going to orrsfarmmarket.com or visit our Facebook page. And remember, happiness grows here at Orr's Farm Market.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have maintained our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy being a part of our local heritage and supporting the Berkeley County Youth Fair. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. Go to fmiwv.com.
When you're looking to buy your next home and or sell your current one, you want someone who knows what you are going through and what they are doing. That's why so many people in our neighborhoods call April Leonard with the Cardinal Realty Group. April can help you find the perfect home to fill your needs, fit your budget, and realize your dreams. Visit April Leonard and the Cardinal Realty Group at 207 South Princess Street in Shepherdstown. Call 304-616-0076 or see April Leonard and the Cardinal Realty Group on Facebook today.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Interesting trivia fact about that ice cream making. They started with a 1 gallon machine, and now they use 2 5-gallon mixers that were given to them by Otterbein United Methodist Church. And they make that each year and present it from their family to the exhibitors and people from the fairground. So anybody is entitled to or can have some ice cream. The person who wins this class will be able to participate in the round robin showmanship contest tonight, which will take place here in the arena. And it is all of the species, so there will be sheep and goats and beef, cows, and they'll have to know how to present all of those animals.
One more round of applause for our overall showman here this afternoon, or this morning. We brought our round robin or repeat winner back out here for contention. And it is close for me today. They're both exceptional showmen. I think they do a great job. But the individual that's just never missed a beat for me today is the young lady with the Ayrshire calf down at the far end of the ring. She'll be our overall showman today. She just did an exceptional job. And in presenting that calf, she's just never missed a beat. There's not a hole in how she presents that calf and how she's shown today. Taking nothing away from this young lady with this big cow, she's a little bit more difficult to show. She kept her composure and did a great job, but it's really hard to just get around the young lady with the Ayrshire calf. Congratulations.
Okay, Kelsey Payne, congratulations and good luck tonight. Do well. Represent the dairy industry beautifully. Hey, we're going to take about a 3-minute break. Long enough just to go do a few things and then come back. Don't lose your seat. In fact, I have a question that I want to ask. I know it's the 75th anniversary. Someone in here will know the name of the farm that is located where Home Goods and Weiss Market out on Route 45 is? What was that farm name?
Black Draft Distillery is the first grain-to-glass craft distillery in Martinsburg since Prohibition. When visiting, you'll be able to experience farm life firsthand and see the on-site crops being grown for our own Black Draft Distillery products. Black Draft Distillery is located at 2878 Dry Run Road in Martinsburg and is open Fridays from 4 to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 12 to 9 p.m., and Sundays from 12 to 6 p.m. For more, go to blackdraftdistillery.com or call 540-686-0100.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Hi, this is Cliff Hess of American Eagle Structures. We have great Amish quality and great prices on our sheds, gazebos, horse barns, garages, pavilions, pergolas, whatever you need. We can custom order to meet your specifications. I've been serving the four-state area for nearly 20 years in the Amish shed business. At American Eagle Structures, we honor our military, my fellow veterans, our first responders, and our families with a discount. We offer site prep and free delivery within 30 miles. We'll meet your every need. Call American Eagle Structures at 304-821-4150.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
Whether you are ready to buy your dream home or to sell your current home, Rhonda Shade is ready to help you. Rhonda grew up in Berkeley County where she and her family loved showing their animals at the youth fair. Let Rhonda Shade bring you home. Whether you are a first-time buyer or your family is growing, she is in your corner. Buying and selling a home can be a tough process. Rhonda would love the opportunity to discuss how her experience and market knowledge can help you. It just takes a call, text, or email to get started. Call Rhonda Shade today at 304-261-4718 or visit rhondahelpsellhomes.com.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Perkins. My father, Jeremy Perkins, is the owner of CBP Enterprises, LLC, which is a third-generation family-owned business serving the tri-state area for over 50 years. If you want a hardworking, trustworthy, honest company who can help with your landscaping, asphalt maintenance, seal coating, and parking lot line striping, you should contact Jeremy Perkins at 304-671-9057. West Virginia, contracting license number WV009596.
Exhibitors, if you finish first in a class, you'll come back for overall junior champion when that time comes. For those of you who might be new, at the youth fair we use a Danish system, and a Danish system is blue, red, or white. So it's possible that you could have 2 blue ribbon calves or 2 red ribbon calves in a class. You're not going to see a red, white, or blue. It could be any, depending upon what the judge deems the conformation of these animals are.
Well, Well, a great way to start off our confirmation classes here with our two Ayrshire junior calves. I'm giving the advantage to our first place spring calf. She's just showing me more overall straightness of line. She's straighter and stronger over that top line, stronger in the loin and out over that rump structure. Additionally, she tracks out a bit straighter on those rear legs when you view them from the side and from the rear, being taller and stronger on those pasterns. Taking nothing away from our second place calf here, I love the length of body that this calf has, as well as the capacity throughout her midsection. Just would want to see that consistency and straightness of lines as the first calf to get her to move her ahead today. Congratulations.
Now we have Seth Painter with his brown Swiss.
Just one Swiss calf here in our junior calf class, but really an exceptionally refined dairy angular individual. She's clean about her head and neck and carries that angularity and cleanliness out over her top line down through her hooks, thrills, and pins and into that thigh. She's also got an exceptionally correct set of feet and legs. Told the young man if there's anything I'd want to change about her, just maybe give her a little bit more drop to that rear rib, but an exceptional individual to win this class.
Placing first with a blue ribbon was Seth Painter. We now need our Jersey junior heifer calves into the ring. We have 3 entries in this. We have Sarah Folk, $3.95 from Mount Airy's 4-H Club, and this is Lavender. We have Allison McGinney, $2.78 from Valley Stars 4-H Club, and that is Caramel. And then we have Kaylee Thompson from Hedgesville's FFA chapter with Maisie. That's $1.60. Well, we have narrowed the farm name down to 2, Thorn or Thatcher, and we have found out that part of the milk that they gathered or milked from the fair was used to feed the pigs. determined that there is always something about a little Jersey calf and little people that are just darling.
Three Jersey calves in our junior calf class here. I'm leading the class off with two calves that are pretty similar to me in their makeup and conformation. Given the edge to our first place calf, we're just having a bit more stretch. She's longer from nose to tail. She's got more drop to both that fore and rear rib and more spring and openness to that rib structure as well. I also give her the advantage in having more Jersey breed character as compared to our second place calf. However, giving the edge to our second place calves of having some more overall refinement and cleanliness throughout. And then it is that correctness throughout that gives her the advantage over our third place calf. Our second place calf just has so much more straightness of lines. She's stronger in that loin, more level out over her hooks, thurls, and pins, tucks that tail head between those pin bones more nicely, and tracks out on a more correct set of rear legs, particularly when you're looking at them from the side. However, I do give the advantage to that third place calf for that Jersey breed characteristic as well, being a longer individual from end to end. Just want to see her more correct out in that frame and straightness of lines and blending of parts to get ahead of the calf there in second. Congratulations.
Placing first with a blue ribbon, Kaylee Thompson. Second with a blue ribbon, Allison McGinney. And third with a red ribbon, Sarah Folk. We need our hosting junior heifer calves in the ring. We have 2 entries. We have Paige Knott from the Scrabble Scramblers 4-H Club with Paisley. And we have Faith Reiner from the Southern Cross 4-H Club with Missy. We'll have our intermediate calves next, and those are the Guernseys.
Two spring calves here in our March calf class. The Holstein show. I think a pretty handy winner here in the first place calf. She's just got so much more strength and size and scale and length to her body as compared to our second place calf. She's also just flatter out over that rump structure and shows me more spring, openness, and depth and boldness to that rib structure as compared to our second place calf. I appreciate the power and width of the front end in our second place calf, as well as her correctness to those rear legs. Just want to see her maybe grow up a touch and lose some of that baby conditioning to get around our first place calf today. Congratulations.
Placing first and receiving a blue ribbon, Paige Knott. Second with a red ribbon, Faith Reiner. We'll now move into Class 2, which are our intermediate heifer calves. And these are calves that were born after December 1st of 2021 and before February 28th of 22. We have two Guernseys in this particular class. Coming into the ring is Nicholas Byers from Mount Airy's 4-H Club, and his calf's name is Triumphant. And then we have Kelsey Payne from Hedgesville's FFA, Casey Payne from Hedgesville's FFA chapter, and that's Reba. Can she sing, Kelsey? Casey. Like to thank all the folks who have helped put on the fair this year. You know, it's done by volunteers, and a lot of people have put in a lot of time for you to be able to sit and enjoy the show. So if you see anybody that has contributed anything, say thanks. And that would be most of the people in the building. I would also remind all the exhibitors that if you have gotten an award from a sponsor, please remember to write your thank you note to them so that that sponsor will be glad to contribute again. Many of them look forward to hearing your experience from the fair.
Well, what a Guernsey show so far. This is quite the pair of calves that we've got out here for our winter calf class. We've got a February calf leading out here in first, and I just appreciate this calf so much for her strength and power, her cleanliness of parts combined with that dairy strength. She's fuller in the crop. She's got more boldness to that rib structure. Additionally, she does have a more correct set to those rear legs when she tracks out. When you look at her from behind, I've taken nothing away from this really nice, stylish, long-necked, long-bodied individual here in second. Just want to maybe give her a little bit more of that power that we see in this first place February calf to get around her today, but a pair of exceptional winter calves for our Guernsey class.
Placing first with this class was Casey Payne with a blue ribbon, and second, Nicholas Byers with a blue ribbon. We have one milking shorthorn, an intermediate heifer calf. Amelia Dugan is who we're, yes. We're going to expedite. Nope, here she comes. Not her. We're going to skip the milking shorthorn and come to, again, still intermediate heifer calves. We have two entries in this class. Starting first is Madison Elliott from Hedgesville's FFA chapter, and that is Henry. Actually, first is Haley Martz from Arden's 4-H Club, and that is Lady. And then we have Madison Elliott from Hedgesville's FFA chapter with Henry. And you may think, well, Holsteins are black and white, but they do carry a red recessive gene, and that is a result of a red recessive gene right there. It is Henny, Madison tells me. Henny. Was she born part chicken, maybe from an egg?
In our Holstein winter calves, we've got two individuals that are pretty differently made for me, and so it's a preference thing. But I'm going to go with the individual that just shows me the most uniformity throughout. She's straighter and stronger over the top line. She's flatter out over those hooks, thurls, and pins, and just has a bit more overall width and power throughout the front end that she carries through that midsection. Additionally, she tracks out a bit straighter on those rear legs when you view her from behind. However, I will give the advantage to our second place calf for that overall dairy refinement and femininity, particularly throughout the front end and through her hock bone. I admire her cleanliness and angularity throughout, but would like to see her track out a bit straighter on those rear legs and have a bit more midsection to compete with the animal ahead of her. Congratulations.
Placing first in our Holstein class was Haley Martz with the blue ribbon, and second, Madison Elliott with a red ribbon. Now we'll bring our milking shorthorn into the ring. We have one entry in this class. It's Amelia Dugan, And she is proud of that FFA jacket from Spring Mills as she shows her heifer star.
Just one milking short horn in our winter calf class, but certainly one that could stand some additional competition. I appreciate this animal for her straightness of lines, her correctness of frame, and walks out on a tremendous set of feet and legs. She's also showing an extreme amount of dairy refinement, particularly throughout their front end. If there's anything I'd change about her, I just want to strengthen her up in that chine region just a touch and have that neck to shoulder blend, or that neck blend into her shoulder a bit more smoothly, but a tremendous individual to win the class today.
Did you see the love as Peyton presented that blue ribbon to her sister, Amelia? We have one Ayrshire senior heifer calves. These senior heifer calves were born after August 1st of 2021 and before 11/30 of 21. Our entry in this class is exhibited by Savannah McDonald from Hedgesville's FFA chapter, and this is Bumble. If you missed the introduction of our judge earlier today, this is Emily Yeiser Stepp, and she is a Penn State graduate. She also worked for ABS Global and has judged many state fairs throughout the nation. Welcome, Emily.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Just a single entry again in our senior calves, in our senior calf Ayrshire class, and I told the young lady I really admired this calf when she came in for showmanship, and this calf just continues to get better throughout the day. There's really no holes in her that I can pick on her for. She's got such a feminine head. She blends so smoothly from neck to shoulder and shoulder to barrel, and it just shows me a tremendous amount of straightness of lines, power, and width throughout. If there's anything I'd like to tweak about her just a bit is give her a bit more flex to that hock as she walks around the ring, but a tremendous individual that can certainly stand some additional competition.
Placing first with a blue ribbon, Savannah McDonald. And a reminder, if you've finished first, when it's time for a junior champion, you'll be coming back. We've got one Guernsey senior heifer calf, Addison James. And Addison is representing Hedgesville's FFA chapter. And this is Camo.
Again, one senior calf in our Guernsey show here, but a tremendous long-bodied individual showing me a tremendous amount of openness in that front end, sweep and openness and boldness in that rib structure, and length to that rump as well. If I change anything about her, maybe just want to straighten her up in that hock when you look at her from the side, and strengthen her in the chine region to have her blend more smoothly in that shoulder area, but a tremendous individual to win the class today.
Receiving a blue ribbon was Addison James. We have one more class of senior heifer calves, and this is the Holsteins. We've got one entry. This is Nicholas Byers from Mount Airy's 4-H Club, and this is Angela.
Really nice silky black-hided individual here for our senior calf class in the Holstein show. appreciate her size and scale, her length from nose to tail. She's got tremendous height at the point of withers and femininity about that head. If there's anything I'd change, just want to give her a little bit more centralized, thorough placement, get those legs up underneath her a little bit to make her track out a bit more gracefully around the ring. But a nice calf to win the class.
Placing first with a blue ribbon was Nicholas Byers. We'll now move into our summer yearling heifer calves, and these are calves that were born after June 1st of 2021 and before August 31st of 2021. We have one entry in our Ayrshire class, and that is Kelsey Payne, Casey's sister. And she represents Hedgesville's FFA chapter, and this is Banjo. Well, if you have Reba, if you have Banjo and she has Reba, is there a duo anywhere?
Older sister that also shows with her younger sister, I can appreciate the name just switch up and the fun names of calves. But in our summer yearling class of the Ayrshire show, just again a tremendous individual here to win the class, and one that again could stand some additional competition. I'd love to see how she measures up compared to other calves in this class. But a calf that you have to admire for that tremendous midsection. She's just got so much depth of heart, so much depth and sweep to that openness of rib, and correctness all the way through with smoothly blending of parts and a tremendous set of feet and legs. Told the young lady that just maybe you want to clean her up just a tad over that tail head region, get her a bit more refined through those pins, but an exceptional individual to win this class.
Placing first, Kelsey Payne and Banjo. We have one brown Swiss summer yearling, and that's exhibited by Seth Painter from Musselman's FFA chapter.
just one entry in our summer yearling. Sorry. In our summer yearling brown Swiss class, a calf that has tremendous length from nose to tail. Shows a lot of femininity throughout that front end, sharpness at the point of withers, angularity through her hooks, thurls, and pins. I told the young man just maybe want to give her a little bit more openness and depth to that rear rib, particularly in the rear structure, as well as just more flatness out over that tail head setting. But a nice individual to win the class.
Placing first with a blue ribbon, Seth Painter. We have 3 jerseys in our summer yearling. We have 2 jerseys in our summer yearling class. We have the Byers brothers, Nicholas, and he is from the Mount Airy 4-H Club, and this is Maul, and Spencer from Mount Airy's 4-H Club with Dayton.
Really different in summer yearlings here in our Jersey class, but I'm winning with an individual that just really puts it all together for me today. She's stronger in that loin region. She's flatter out over that rump. She's got a bit more drop to that rear rib and more correct set of feet and legs are more squarely beneath her when she stands in line. However, I will give the edge to the second place heifer, being longer and leaner through that head and neck, longer from nose to tail, and showing more overall refinement and angularity, particularly out over that rump structure, but just maybe not enough overall body capacity and strength to get around that first place heifer today. Congratulations.
Placing first in this class with a blue ribbon is Spencer Byers, and second with a red ribbon, Nicholas Byers. Our last class of summer yearlings are Holsteins, or is a Holstein, exhibited by Colby Linton from Hedgesville's FFA chapter, and this is Palmer. Is that named after the golfer or the baseball player? Baseball player. Jim, right?
entry in our summer yearling class for the Holsteins with a truly solid individual from top to bottom. She's got an excellent set of feet and legs. She tracks out so soundly on those rear legs when you view her from both the side and the rear. Just exceptionally strong in that pastern and deep in that heel. She's also long from nose to tail and has a tremendous straightness of lines as well. I told the young man if there's anything I change, just want to give her some more sweep to that rib, with some more openness to that rib structure, maybe clean her up a bit over that rump area.
Placing first with the blue ribbon is Colby Linton. We're now moving to our junior yearling heifers. These heifers were born after March 1st of 2021 and before May 31st of 2021. We have one entry in the brown Swiss class, and that is Savannah Jenkins from the Scrabble Scramblers 4-H Club. And this is Ivy.
One spring yearling in our brown Swiss class, so one that's got a tremendous amount of width in that front end and carries that width and power out through her rump region and throughout. She's also tall at the point of withers, long from nose to tail, and tracks out on a correct set of feet and legs. If there's anything I change, just maybe want to clean her up, lengthen out that head and neck just a touch, but a tremendous individual to win the class.
Placing first with a blue ribbon is Savannah Jenkins with Ivy. We have two Holstein junior yearling heifers. Entering the ring is Colby Linton from Hedgesville's FFA chapter with Paxton. And then we have Kaylee Thompson from Hedgesville's FFA chapter with Maggie.
two pretty differently made heifers here in our spring yearling class. The whole scene show, there's things you like about both of them and things that you'd like to change. But I'm going to give the edge and the advantage to our white heifer here in first, showing just more overall refinement and femininity throughout. She's so much cleaner about that head and neck, just lacks the conditioning that we see in the second place calf, and has more openness and spring to that rib structure. I will acknowledge that our second place heifer tracks out a bit more nicely on those rear legs with a bit more correctness out over those hooks, thurls, and pins with a more centralized thurl placement, allowing for that correctness to her feet and legs. But two tremendous individuals for our spring yearling class.
Placing first with a blue ribbon. Placing first with a blue ribbon, Kaylee Thompson. Placing second with a red ribbon, Colby Linton. We now move to our intermediate yearling heifers. These were born after how about December 1st of 2020 and before February 28th of 2021. We have one entry in this class. This is Paige Knott from the Scrabble Scramblers 4-H Club, and Lily. And I think it's 3 classes till ice cream. Just an FYI. After the junior champion is named.
Just one winner yearling in our brown Swiss class, but one that certainly can stand some additional competition. I admire her for her length of body, her size and scale, her correctness and straightness of lines, and that correctness particularly in those feet and leg structure. She just has an exceptional amount of width in that front end and carries that all the way throughout. If there's anything I'd change, just want to maybe pull a slight bit of weight off her, recognizing she's getting into that breeding, or she should be bred and getting ready to calve here in the next few months, but just an exceptional heifer to win this class today.
Placing first with a blue ribbon was Paige Knott. We have one Jersey intermediate yearling heifer. That's Seth Painter from Musselman's FFA chapter. Seth's heifer is named Daisy.
And just an entry of one here in our winter yearling Jersey class, but a really well-balanced heifer. It shows a lot of smoothly blending parts from neck to shoulder and shoulder to barrel. She's long from end to end and just shows me straightness of lines out over that top line as well, and flatness out over that rump. And correctness to those feet and legs. Maybe just want to track slightly straighter when you look at those pasterns, but a nice heifer to win the class.
Placing first with a blue ribbon, Seth Painter and Daisy with a Z. We have 4 entries in our Holstein Intermediate Yearling Heifer class. We have Madison Elliott from Hedgesville's FFA chapter, and this is Hades. And that's because she is that way. Mason Elliott from Hedgesville's FFA chapter with Girl. Mason, couldn't you have been a little more original than that? Then we have Haley Martz with Arden from Arden's 4-H Club with Delilah. And Kirsten Runner from Back Creek Valley's 4-H Club with Lily.
all shapes and sizes here in our winter yearling class of our Holstein show, but I'm leading now with a heifer that just is the most complete individual for me. There's not a whole lot of holes in her. She tracks out on a great set of feet and legs. She's flat out over that rump, and she has enough dairy refinement and angularity as well as sweep and openness to that rib to edge over our white heifer here in second. In our middle placing, our white heifer here in second compared to our third place heifer. Splitting hairs a bit, it's a preference piece. I would like to change things respectively about each of those heifers, but given the nod to our big white heifer here in first, she's just got more of an uphill run. She's a bit straighter out over that top line and particularly flatter out over that rump and tracks out on a more correct set of rear legs when you view her from behind. Then moving on to our third place heifer, I will give her the advantage, however, in having more dairy angularity and refinement throughout and more drop to that rear rib structure as compared to our white heifer here in second. Giving her that advantage over our fourth place heifer and just overall more correctness throughout. She's a bit more refined and angular from head to neck and throughout over her rump structure and down through her thigh. She's also, while she gets a bit slopey on me on her rump, she's flatter out over that rump structure as compared to our fourth place heifer. I also appreciate that refinement and angularity that give her the edge over our fourth place heifer. Our fourth place heifer is an exceptionally strong, well-balanced individual. Just want to maybe correct her out over that rump structure, get her a little less over-conditioned to compete with the other animals in the class today. Also, for those that are doing dairy judging this summer or this fall, that was an exceptional dairy judging class if anybody's interested, with a lot to talk about. So, a great class of winter yearlings. Congratulations.
Placing first with a blue ribbon was Haley Marks. Second with a red ribbon, Madison Elliott. Third with a red ribbon, Mason Elliott. And fourth with a red ribbon, Kirsten Runner. We have one class of Holstein senior yearlings. There are 2 entries in this class. Our first entry is Gracie Linton from Tomahawks 4-H Club. These are senior yearlings that were born after August 1st of 2020 and before November 30th of 2020. And Gracie's heifer is named Trump. And then we have Leland Shoemaker from Swan Ponds 4-H Club with Maze. As soon as we finish this class, we will start showing for junior champion. So if you placed first in any of the classes previous to this, you need to be bringing your calves to ringside. There's 20 of you, so you will need to use the whole ring.
our senior yearling class here in the Holstein show, I commented to the show people here that it's two really different types of heifers. You have a really strong, long-bodied individual with a lot of dairy refinement, maybe not quite the completeness of heifer that the second place heifer is, but I'm giving her the edge today just in that overall size and scale, length from end to end, height at the point of withers, and overall refinement today. Not knocking our second place heifer at all, recognizing that these are senior yearlings. They should be getting ready to calve here soon. But just she's carrying a bit more of that conditioning through that front end. Maybe doesn't have quite the length and stretch of our first place heifer. But I will give our second place heifer the advantage, having a bit more drop to that rib, depth of rib all the way through, and overall correctness to those feet and legs, particularly when you get down into that pastern and heel region. But two tremendous heifers in our senior yearling class. Congratulations.
All right, placing first in this class is Gracie Linton with the blue ribbon, and second, also with the blue ribbon, is Leland Shoemaker. We are getting ready to show for our Grand Champion Dairy Heifer and our Reserve Champion Dairy Heifer, and these are winners from all of our classes. So coming into our ring, we have our junior heifers, Ayrshire with Julie Snyder. Then we have our brown Swiss. It's not Seth Painter, but that is Seth Painter's calf. Then we have a jersey by Kaylee Thompson. And then we have Paige Knott, and that is Madison for Kaylee. Then we have Paige Knott's Holstein, and that's Cooper on the lead. Chloe Richards is showing for Seth Painter. Then we have our intermediate calves. That's Casey Payne with her jersey. We have Amelia Dugan with her milking shorthorn. And then we have the Holstein of Hallie Martz by Mr. Fox is at her lead. Caleb. Then we have our senior heifer calves with our Ayrshire, Savannah McDonald. Then we have our Guernsey, Addison James, and our Holstein, Nicholas Byers. And just a reminder, exhibitors, if you're in the ring, please use the whole ring because we're going to have 20 cows and 20 animals in here, so it's going to be tight. Then we have our senior yearlings, and we have Kelsey Payne with her Ayrshire. Then we have Seth Painter with his brown Swiss. Then we have Spencer Byers with his jersey. Then we have Colby Linton with his Holstein. Then we start with our junior yearlings. We have Savannah Jenkins with her brown Swiss. You can tell they're getting tired, huh? And then we have Kaylee Thompson with her Holstein. Starting with our intermediate yearlings, we have Paige Knott with her brown Swiss. Then we have Seth Painter's Jersey and Hallie Marks's Holstein. Haley. I'll get it right one of these years when she's aging out. Speaking of aging out, I think Julie Snyder up there is our lone age outer. Congratulations, Julie. Thank you for many years of dedicated to the fair. And bringing up the rear, and last but not least, is Gracie Linton. I tell you, folks, that's quite a selection of animals for a county that only has 2 dairies in it. The ice cream is open. If you want to go out, they are serving. But there is a line. There's 20 gallons, so there probably will be some.
Let's give all these exhibitors in the center of a ring a round of applause. This has been a tremendous junior heifer show here, and taking nothing away from the multitude of animals we have here in the center of the ring. But I pulled out for me the 4 calves that I think can certainly stand some additional competition. Hopefully you see a pattern. That's what I hope to, anytime I'm judging any show, is that when we're coming back out for champion, we're seeing calves that not only have dairy strength, refinement, correctness of lines, straightness and correctness of their feet and legs, and enough strength and power that as they mature and come into the milking herd, that they can be a productive individual and make everybody some money at the end of the day. So for contention out here today, I've got our winner Guernsey calf, a February calf that won her class in a tight class, but one that is just a tremendous individual. She's got an exceptional amount of dairy strength that I like to see in the Guernsey breed, and to boot a correct set of feet and legs along with that. Then following out with our milking shorthorn calf, a lot of these calves I saw in showmanship and said, whew, wow, those are some pretty nice calves, and she was one of them. She's got an exceptional amount of dairy refinement throughout. She's clean bone and angular all the way through with enough width of that rump region and correctness of those feet and legs to get her there. And then following back with our 2 Ayrshires here, just not a whole lot of holes in this first place senior calf, right? Am I right there? With the wider face of the 2, just a tremendous individual. She's full in those crops, straight out over that back, correct in that rump structure and correct in those rear legs. And then finally with our summer yearling, maybe not the biggest calf in the class, but certainly follows that same pattern of having a tremendous amount of dairy strength and correctness all the way throughout. As I consider who we're going to name our champion and reserve champion, I'll go out and shake the hand of the exhibitor of the 2 exhibitors in that order of junior champion, reserve junior champion, if you will. Please congratulate them, and then I will make some final comments. Never figure that I'm a Holstein and a brown Swiss girl by the way that I'm picking 2 Ayrshires for our junior champion, reserve junior champion, but the people that milk my cows every day are tremendous Ayrshire breeders, and when I see good ones, I like to acknowledge that, and these 2 are some exceptional Ayrshire calves. I think they've got a tremendous future ahead of them. Again, not a whole lot of holes. They're just so correct, so well balanced, and that's what we're looking for in any breed. And so I just think that these 2 calves really rose above the rest today, taking nothing away from the Guernsey or the Shorthorn that we pulled out, or any of the others here in the center of the ring, but just a tremendous group of heifers for our junior show today. Congratulations.
Where did all the clappers go? Hey, we have Savannah McDonald with a grand champion dairy heifer. Come on over for some pictures. And reserve champion dairy heifer goes to Kelsey Payne. Congratulations, and a job well done to everybody in the ring. As soon as we get the ring cleared out,
At RF Home Improvement and General Care, we specialize in interior and exterior painting, drywall repairs and installations, unfinished basements, installation of all types of flooring, kitchen and bath cabinet painting, deck restoration and staining, construction of all types of patios and walkways. We also do landscaping, including tree removals. It's such an extensive range of services that we offer that I cannot list them all. You can go to our Facebook page at RF Home Improvements and General Care. You can call or text 304-995-9121 for a free quote. We are licensed and insured in West Virginia, Maryland, and Virginia.
Would you want your child to receive quality education in an environment that nurtures their unique and God-given gifts?
We have some exciting news for you. Airborne Christian Academy is opening August 30th and is accepting applications from pre-K to 8th grade.
Christian education has never been more important, and we want to partner with you in raising a generation that remains true to their faith.
Check out all the details at airborne.school. That's airborne.school.
Happiness grows here all through the year. From pecan berries and sunny peaches one by one. Happiness grows here.
Orr's Farm Market. We love Fair Week at Orr's Farm Market. Watching all of our friends compete with their projects and bringing the community together always makes us smile. Visit us at Orr's Farm Market, just 5 miles west of Martinsburg, to pick up all your local fresh fruits and vegetables. Nothing says August like a ripe, juicy peach or a freshly picked watermelon. With our in-house bakery, fresh fruit slushies, and apple cider donuts, you can't go wrong. Live bluegrass every Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. And check out all that's local and delicious at Orr's by going to orrsfarmmarket.com or visit our Facebook page. And remember, happiness grows here at Orr's Farm Market.
Happiness grows here.
Orr's Farm Market.
One entry in the Sunfresh Junior 2-year-old class, but certainly worthy of a blue ribbon. She's got an excellent amount of straightness of line, spotness out over that rump, a lot of power and strength in that front end, and fullness of her crops. It blends into that boldly sprung barrel. Anything I'd change, maybe just want to tuck those legs up underneath of her, give her a little bit more straightness to those hocks when she tracks out from behind, but a great individual to win the class.
Receiving a blue ribbon, Julie Snyder. And I forgot to say that is Rona with Julie. We've got 3 Holsteins, unfreshened 2-year-olds in our class. We've got Caleb Fox from Back Creek Valley's 4-H Club, and that's Tori. And then we have Cooper Knott from the Scrabble Scramblers 4-H Club with Quinn. And Haley Martz from Arden's 4-H Club with Jordy. Actually, Haley is second and Cooper is third. So, as you are looking at them.
stretch junior 2-year-old class, this is a class that's a little hard to evaluate when you're considering the utter promise of them coming in, the stage of bred that they are. But I'm going to lead out with our black and white Holstein there, and first, she just has so much more uphill run. She's longer and cleaner through that head and neck, and just has so much more midsection than our second place red cow. I will give the tremendous advantage to our red cow, however, in tracking out more easily on those rear legs, being straighter on those rear legs when you view them from behind, and just having more overall flex to hock and that pastern that lets her walk out more gracefully about the ring. Then I give the advantage in our second place animal over our third place. It's close for me today, but just being more a complete animal. She's straighter across that top line, has more stretch and length to that body, and potentially has more just overall uphill run. However, I do admire our third place cow. I think she's going to be a solid individual when she calves in, just maybe not the extreme length and stylishness as our animals ahead of her to get around them today. Congratulations.
Placing first with a blue ribbon, Cooper Knott. Second, Haley Martz. And third, Caleb Fox. We have one brown Swiss milking junior 2-year-old, and that's exhibited by Paige Knott from the Scrabble Scramblers. And this is Jazzy.
A tremendous amount of angularity and stylishness about that front end. She's sharp at the point of withers. She's carrying less excess conditioning out over her hooks, thurls, and pins. And if there's anything I'd change about her, just want to get that mammary system a bit tighter in both those fore and rear udder attachments, and strengthen up those pasterns just a bit to compete with the others. Congratulations.
Last call for ice cream. Get it now or it's gone. It's pretty good, isn't it? I see a lot of happy faces up there. Thanks to Bev and Dean McDonald, who have been doing that for way, way, way long time. Thank you. We have one senior 2-year-old. And this is a milking shorthorn exhibited by Julie Snyder from Spring Mills FFA chapter. And this is Toffee.
milking short horn class, but certainly one that I would like to see to have some more competition. We admire her for her youthfulness to that mammary system, that snugness to that forerunner, as well as her uniformity throughout her quarters when you look at her from behind and her correctness to that teat placement. Along with that, she's a strong, long individual from head to tail. She's clean about that front end and carries that angularity throughout. Additionally, with enough dairy strength to compete with others, if there were others in the class today. Congratulations.
Placing first with the blue ribbon, Julie Snyder. Julie is aging out this year. Sad, sad. She's going to do a quick halter change, and we'll move into our 3-year-old classes. And we have one Ayrshire. Again, Julie Snyder from Spring Mills FFA chapter. And this is Helena. I would invite anyone that is interested, if you're not familiar with the dairy industry, immediately following our show today, these milk cows will be milked in the parlor. They have been, actually they're overdue for milking because they were bagged. Last time they were milked was last night at 10 o'clock. So as soon as the show is over today, we'd like to invite you to go down to the milking parlor, which is at the far end of the barn, and you can see how the process works. Because cows don't give milk. You have to take it from them.
Ayrshire cow class, but one that you admire for her youthfulness, that mammary system, that strength of that median suspensor ligament, and correctness to that teat placement, and overall having more overall uniformity to that mammary system as well. Along with that, she's a dairy refined individual. If anything, I'd like to change when we just flatten her out on that udder floor and give her a bit more strength to those pasterns, and strength through the front end. A great cow to win this 3-year-old class. Congratulations.
Julie, that heifer did win a prize today, most dots. We have 2 Holsteins in our 3-year-old class, Samuel Canby, but Cooper Knott is coming into the ring. Come on in, Cooper. We have Cooper Knott from the Scrabble Scramblers 4-H Club, and he has Sophie. And then we have Samuel Canby from Tomahawks 4-H Club with Rosie.
2 3-year-olds in our Holstein cow class, and certainly at various stages of lactation today. I'm going to give the edge to our first place cow, just showing a little less overall swelling. This cow here in second, just recently fresh, about 2 weeks ago, the young man said. Just giving the advantage to our first place cow, being a bit snugger in that forudder attachment. She blends more smoothly in that forudder attachment to the body wall, has a stronger and more well-defined median suspensory ligament, and has those teats set on each of the forequarters more uniformly. Additionally, she has more overall strength and width throughout that front end, and is fuller in the crops and carries that strength and power throughout. However, I will acknowledge the bloom and capacity of our second place cow. She's got more overall capacity of that mammary system, as well as a significant amount of refinement to that front end, but 2 tremendous individuals for our 3-year-old cow class. Congratulations.
Placing first with the blue ribbon, Cooper Knott, and second also with the blue ribbon, Samuel Canby. We're moving into our 4-year-old classes. We've got one Holstein, and that is Paige Knott from the Scrabble Scramblers 4-H Club. And Chrissy says her name is
Ava.
Chrissy is very familiar with these cows because she's been milking them twice a day while they're here. Matt's there too. He just drives and Chrissy does the work. That's typical, right? The women take care of everything.
One entry in our 4-year-old cow class, but an individual that's certainly deserving of a blue ribbon. She's a tall, long, stretchy individual with a tremendous mammary system. She's got a lot of length to that forudder attachment, strength to that rear udder attachment, and correctness to that teat size and placement. Along with that, she tracks out on a correct set of feet and legs and has a lot of dairy refinement throughout. I told the young lady, if it's anything, just want to open that barrel structure a bit, give her a bit more spring and boldness to that midsection, but a nice individual to win the class.
Thank you. Placing first with the blue ribbon, Paige Knott. We've got a couple aged cows, and these are cows that are 5 years of age or older. We've got one Ayrshire. I'm going to let you guess who that belongs to. There she is, Julie Snyder from Spring Mills FFA chapter, and this is Rosetta. I was remiss when we named our dairy heifers champions. I did not give credit to the people who sponsored those awards. And I'd like to say now that the grand champion gave a cash award of $25, and that was Mid-Atlantic Farm Credit. And the reserve champion received a cash award given in memory of Mr. Sherman Beard.
It's one entry in our 5-year-old Ayrshire cow class, but one that is an exceptional and youthful individual for our 5-year-old. I love the smoothly blending of parts throughout. She's got a tremendous amount of openness and sweep to that rib, as well as along with dairy refinement and dairy strength in that front end, and along with a correct set of feet and legs as she tracks out and stands here today. If there's anything, maybe just want to give her a bit more bloom to that mammary system, lengthen out that forudder just a touch, but a nice individual to win our 5-year-old cow class. Congratulations.
We have one. Oh, that was Julie Snyder, and she received a blue ribbon. Our next individual in the age cow, we have one Holstein, and that's exhibited by Paige Knott from the Scrabble Scramblers 4-H Club. It might cool off, folks. That sounded thunder. Paige's cow is called Kenville. There is a storm coming, so if you've got something outside that might need to be brought inside, now would be a good time to do it. It's at King Street, so it's on its way. But the good Lord may decide that the fair doesn't need any rain today, and maybe we'll just get cool weather.
Entry in our 5-year-old cow class, but certainly a cow that knows how to work. You just have to appreciate that correctness to that mammary system, the bloom of that udder, and the strength and tightness of both her fore and rear udder attachments, as well as her correctness to those all 4 quarters. She also demonstrates a tremendous amount of strength throughout that front end and carries that width and power throughout. Congratulations.
Placing first with the blue ribbon, Paige Knott. We now move to our dry cow class. A dry cow is a cow that is no longer lactating. They take a little bit of time off before they have their next baby and start the whole process again. We have one Jersey. This is Seth Painter from Musselman's FFA, and this is Brown Sugar. Who sang that song, Brown Sugar? Thank you. We heard the Rolling Stones. Thank you.
Cow here in our Jersey show, but one that I would be excited to see when she freshens in. You can tell that she's got a lot of udder potential. She doesn't really have any holes in her, is exceptionally smoothly blending through those parts, correct all the way throughout with straightness of lines. Congratulations.
Placing first with a blue ribbon, Seth Painter. We have 2 Holstein dry cows. Coming into the ring now is Eli Canby from Tomahawks 4-H Club, and this is Willow. And behind Willow is Leland Shoemaker from Swan Ponds 4-H Club, and this is Iowa. If you placed first in a class with a cow, you should now be bringing that animal to ringside. That includes our unfreshened 2-year-olds.
Two dry cows in our Holstein show here, and 2 truly different individuals. We got a 4-year-old here in first and an 8-year-old here in second. I appreciate both of them for a ton of their characteristics here today. I'm just giving the nod and the edge just a touch for that flatness of bone, particularly down in the hock and throughout the front end of our first place calf, or dry cow over our second place dry cow, taking absolutely nothing away from this beautifully made 8-year-old dry cow. I think she's a powerhouse for you. She's got a ton of that strength and power all the way throughout. Just want to see a bit more refinement to compete with the cow in front of her, but both exceptional individuals, and excited to see how they calve for these 2 young men. Congratulations.
Placing first with the blue ribbon was Leland Shoemaker, and second, also with the blue ribbon, Eli Canby. We now need to show for Grand Champion, Senior Champion. We need the following animals. We need the following animals in the ring. We need the unfreshened 2-year-old of Cooper Knots, which is a Holstein. We need a milking shorthorn by Julie Snyder. Come on in. Julie's can go first. You're good. Then we have the milking junior 2-year-old brown Swiss with Paige Knot. And we have all kinds of different people on halters. So following page is our senior milking 2-year-old. That is the milking shorthorn, and that belongs to Julie Snyder. Following our junior milking shorthorn, we have a 3-year-old Ayrshire exhibited by Julie Snyder and a 3-year-old Holstein by Cooper Knott. Then we have our 4-year-old Holstein exhibited by Paige Knott. That looks like Cooper. Is that where we are? That's your 4-year-old Cooper? He did. 3. Okay. Oh, that's a 3-year-old from Cooper. Then we have Paige's 4-year-old Holstein. And that looks like Mason at the lead there. Then we have the aged cows. And we have the aged cows. We have Julie Snyder with her Ayrshire. And Paige Knott with her Holstein. And then we have a dry cow, and that would be Sean Painter's Jersey, Seth Painter's Jersey, and Leland Shoemaker's Holstein. This is where it always gets interesting because the real owner of those heifers always take the one that they think is going to win. So let's see if that holds true. Our senior dairy champion will receive a cash award that's given in memory of Fred Gold Butler, Sr. And we have a cash award for our reserve champion that's given in memory of Mrs. Sherman Beard. After we have our senior champion, we'll need to have our junior or our dairy heifer champions brought back to ringside so we can show for grand champion of the show. So I think we're going to get finished just before the storm, and you can grab something to eat and hide. Again, we'd like to thank our judge today, Emily Stepp, who's done an outstanding job working with the kids as well as selecting the animals. So thank you, Emily. We won't hold it against you that you're from Maryland and graduated from Penn State and went to Virginia Tech, really.
Let's get all of the exhibitors of our milking cow classes here today a round of applause. Once again, the numbers in the heifer classes may have been bigger, but the quality here in the cow classes has certainly not let up at all as we've gone through the rest of this afternoon. What I did is I went ahead and pulled out our milking shorthorn 2-year-old, our Holstein 3-year-old, or 4-year-old, excuse me, our Holstein age counter, and our Holstein dry cow. I think, once again, I'm looking for a pattern of the overall correctness, youthfulness of mammary systems, and correctness to those mammary systems, along with animals that I believe can stay in the herd for a long time and hopefully make these herds some money with their both looking good as well as putting milk in the tank. And so these are the 4 individuals that I've pulled out for contention here today. I think they're just a great example, taking nothing away from our other individuals here in the center of the ring, and appreciate that today it's hard to bag cows when it's this hot. They don't want to make a whole lot of milk, but I think you all brought them out to the best of their ability today. So without further ado, I'll go through and congratulate our senior champion, our reserve senior champion in that order. And if you can provide them with a round of applause, and then I'll come back and give some comments on the microphone. Be the most conventional pick of the day, but certainly when this milking shorthorn 2-year-old came in the ring, she might not be as full of milk as our age cow here, but certainly an individual that I think can stand a lot of competition. She's just so clean and flat boned. She's so stylish. She really doesn't have any holes in her. And as she continues to mature and fill that mammary system up, I think she's got the tightness to that fore and rear udder attachment and correctness to that mammary system that really puts her over our age cow today. It is that overall youthfulness and particularly that correctness of those feet and legs that give her the edge over our age cow. I typically will give a huge amount of testament to age cows just for their longevity, and this age cow is a tremendous individual in her own right with a tremendous amount of capacity and bloom to that mammary system and correctness to that mammary system. We just want to see a slightly more correct frame from those hips back and correct her in those rear feet and legs to get around our milking shorthorn. taking nothing then away from our 4-year-old cow and our dry cow. I think just give them a little bit more time, particularly for that 4-year-old to milk a little bit longer, get a little bit belly back, and get this dry cow fresh. I'd be excited to see her fresh in the future. But a great group of cows. Congratulations.
Our grand champion is Julie Snyder. Hey, Julie and Paige. Paige, before you leave, let's get our overall champion of the show before we get pictures taken, okay? So, Julie, leave your champion in and Paige's champion, and we'll bring the junior champions back in and show for junior. That way, we might save a little bit of time. And we'll confuse everybody, but... We're showing for grand champion female of the show, and this is our grand champion senior cow, which is Julie Snyder, and our reserve champion dairy, senior dairy, by Paige Knott, and then our grand champion dairy heifer, which is exhibited by Savannah McDonald. And then behind Savannah is our reserve champion dairy heifer by Kelsey Payne. Our grand champion female of the show will receive a cash award given by the Roy Davis family, a banner given by Rolling Acres Farms, that's the Wayne Mung family. The reserve champion will receive a cash award given by the Roy Davis family, as well as the reserve champion will receive a banner given by Rolling Acres Farms, the Wayne Mung family. Thanks to all of our sponsors and all of our volunteers for the week. Stay dry in a couple minutes.
Our two junior champions back out for contention for overall grand. And before I name our grand champion of the fair, I just wanted to thank everybody that invited me back here. I was recounting this morning that the last time I was here, I was newly pregnant with my daughter, and she's 4 years old now. So it's great to be back, and I appreciate, I don't feel like it's summertime doesn't actually kick off until you got to get to a county fair, and then that kicks off the rest of the fall. So this makes me even more excited for the rest of the summer and the fall, and looking forward to maybe seeing these calves later this fall at some of the bigger shows as well as we go along. Again, to all the exhibitors, the youth exhibitors, thank you all for bringing out these animals with such professionalism, such pride. I think it's a huge testament to you all and the work that you put in at home. And as well, just remember to thank all of your volunteers, your parents, your friends that help you get these animals ready in here. It certainly doesn't get any easier year over year, but a lot of people in the barn that maybe don't get to have the limelight that you all do here in the center of the ring certainly help and support you all along the way. And that's what I feel is the most important aspect of showing cattle, is the pride that you take in the cattle, but also the network that you create and the support that you have collectively of your friends and family. So once again, thank you all for having me here today. I appreciate that I tried to keep things moving despite how hot it is. But with that and without further ado, I think I'm going to stick with my two cows down there for Grand and Reserve Grand Champion, just giving the advantage to their overall maturity. But it's absolutely taking nothing away from these two beautiful Ayrshire heifers. I think we'll see a lot of these animals here later this summer and fall, and excited to see them again, hopefully, in those other bigger arenas. So congratulations and thanks again.
Congratulations, Julie Snyder. Hey, Paige, Julie, do you want a picture together in the ring? Because I don't think you'll both fit in there. And then we can take individuals' pictures. Congratulations to Savannah and Kelsey. Nice job. Our grand champion dairy then, female of the show, is Julie Snyder, and our reserve champion is Paige Knott. Thank you, Emily, for a job well done. Thank you, Jackie Lang. Thank you to Barbie Linton, who was in charge of this, and Chrissy Linton, who was the secretary extraordinaire. Thanks, everybody. Safe travels. Stay dry.
You're watching the Berkeley County Youth Fair on TV 10.
There is nothing better than fair food. So we are visiting some of the fair trucks, and we are outside of the hand-rolled ice cream truck. Let's take a look and see how they prepare their ice cream on hot days like today. Hey guys, how are you? Good, how are you? So what are you making? What kind of ice cream is this one? Nutella. Nutella? Yes, Nutella. And how long does it take to make one order of ice cream?
About 2 minutes. Yeah, usually 2 to 3 minutes when it's hot today.
So it's taking a little bit longer for it to... Now, do you guys just do fairs, or do you set up at other locations? How does that work?
We go to a bunch of different festivals or events. Like we go to a farmer's market in Winchester that we go to all the time. And other fairs as well too.
Okay, and how long have you guys been in business?
4 years now.
4 years?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have a certain type of ice cream that's your favorite?
A cereal bowl. Cereal bowl is the best one.
Cereal bowl, is that kind of like Fruit Loops or...
It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.